Back at it with another one. Yep, this another one. Wigs, extensions versus natural.
Honestly, after arguing back and forth on my video about how my edges fell out from using like glue for wigs and stuff like that, this guy in particular, I'm gonna read his comment. It did make a lot of sense and it made me kind of like retrospect on what's been going on in the black community as far as like wigs and weaves, and not just black, because his argument was that I'm gonna read the comment in a second, so I'm gonna go on about his argument, but it made me introspect too. Most importantly, I always take criticism, especially like constructive. I actually try to take stuff in and see, like, if it's valid or not, or if I should even pay attention to it. But for instance, like a lot of you automatically assume like I'm wearing a head full of hair. This is actually a wig from my hair company. You guys automatically assume that I hate myself. I wear makeup. I hate my skin. I wear weave, so I must not have any hair. I'm bald headed or something like that. And it's like, no, I need for you all to stop making those stupid assumptions, especially you white men who love to come on here and lie and say that black girls are the only ones who wear weave. Are you kidding me? White men were the first ones. Look at freaking George Washington, bro. Get $1. He's on that mug with a nice roller wrap set, girl, a whole wig. So I'm just saying, like, this isn't like about race here, but a lot of people make it about that. The Kardashians, they wear sew-ins and wigs. But what made me actually think about this topic, and that's what I'm gonna explain. Basically, he asked the question, why do you black girls wear weaves like all the time? Like that's all you wear, basically. And he said, you never see white women wearing wigs. He said white, and I believe he said, well, he didn't say Asian, he just said white. So, I immediately corrected him because I said, they actually do. White girls have been wearing extensions for years, and you never know because it blends well. And also for Asian women, a lot of women wear wigs. Like older women, they wear wigs naturally because their hair thins, or they just want to wear wigs. And there's a lot of people who have cancer who are going through chemo treatments and they wear wigs. So I feel like it was really stupid and asinine for him to say that all black women wear wigs, like just religiously. But then I had to think about it, and he came back with another comment. He says, no, they don't. I've never met a single white or Hispanic woman wear wigs in my entire life, not even one. Okay, that's false. The only time a white, Hispanic, or Asian woman wears a wig is if they are a cancer patient that just had chemo, or they're an actor wearing it for film, or they have a medical condition that made them fully bald. Never women, normal women never wear them, period. A simple test. Just walk down the street and find a single white woman wearing a wig. You will not even find one. A lie. The only thing white, Hispanic, Asian women occasionally, first of all, he needs to learn how to write. Occasionally wear is hair extensions, not weaves and wigs. First of all, what do you think a weave is? But I guess he's saying like extensions as far as like clip ins. A lot of black girls wear clip ins, okay, whatever. And even then, they are only acceptable for like special occasions, only like a party, wedding, etc. Not every day. Now, I do have to agree with him on that part, and I started to think about it. And you can go and read those comments. We went back and forth, and I even said the Kardashians do, and he says, that is what normal wealthy women do when they decide to wear fake hair. They wear extensions for accessories or whatever, and there's zero point in wearing a weave as a white person because there's a world of difference between extensions and weaves and all that other stuff. And he said, just grow your own hair, Anastasia, and get it straightened professionally if that's the style that you like. It will look a million times better than a wig or a weave, and it'll be your own hair. You'll have zero problems with hair loss, sticky scalps, which is true though. I'm not gonna get to that. And I said, well, some black girls like myself wear weaves to protect our natural hair for like, to grow it and do whatever. That's what I've done. He said, this is a myth. You do not need to wear a wig to protect your hair or to help it grow. That's a common excuse that literally makes no sense. They wear them all of the time and never show this safe, protected hair. Now that is the truth too. So anyway, here's my stance on it. I'm kind of like, okay, this is the truth about the matter. A lot, I will almost say like the average black girl, almost the average, well, the majority of black women who wear weaves and wigs, not including those who have cancer, not including those who have like a medical condition, I'm not including them, but the average just black girl wears weaves, whether it's braids or whatever. But like as far as weaves and wigs, I am seeing that a lot of girls are starting to wear these weaves, and it's like a year in, year out type of thing. Like it's a week in, week out. Like they sleep in weaves. They never take care of their natural hair underneath. They never even wear their hair. And I'm kind of thinking that, you know, it's almost sort of like,
Ooh, is she trying to locate shit on y'all? Ooh, y'all don't keep up with y'all natural hair. Ooh.
we're almost insecure about our natural hair. Like I understand that you're, you know, protecting your hair because you want it to grow and whatever. But like he said, there should be an extent to where this stops. Like to the point where you can go ahead and wear your natural hair in protective styles. Like there, you don't have to have. Let me make this straight. You don't have to wear weaves to grow your hair. You don't. It's just a quick, easy method that a lot of us like to do. Because especially for those of us who are like in nursing or have jobs where like you do too much sweating or you know you don't have time to fix up your hair and do whatever.
On another note, I ain't going to lie. Y'all cannot lie. That wig she got on, that motherfucker laid to the gods, ain't it? That motherfucking wig on fleek, ain't it? And she pretty. No, it's a whole lot of altering going on for us, like the eyelashes and makeup and shit like that, but she's a pretty girl.
I understand that, but a lot of black girls, especially young girls, college girls, like I used to do sew-ins in college, and these girls would come see me and would literally leave their hair in for like 3 months. They would not oil their scalps, and they would like when it's time to take it out. I'm like, okay, girl, it's time for you to go get like your hair done. Go get it shampoo. Go get some deep conditions, some protein treatments. You need to clip your ends. And they were like, no, I just want you to rebraid it and put it in. I'm like, no, this is not healthy. Like, it's really not healthy for us women, period, to wear weaves like that and not take care of our natural hair. I'm not bashing the girls who wear weaves. Obviously, I have a hair company. This is why I do wear weaves more on YouTube because I do have natural hair and it's a nice length. I have natural hair tutorials, so I'm not the type of girl who just only wears weaves. I'm not ashamed of my hair. I don't even care. It's just versatility. It's just like what I like sometimes. So nonetheless, though, I had to agree with him on that part. And like white girls normally don't wear a head full of sew-ins and like weaves and stuff like that, which is actually kind of unhealthy, especially for the average girl who doesn't know how to maintain those things. And sew-ins do cause breakage when you know you're not putting in them in correctly. And over time, I don't care how good you put it in, your hair is going to break off because of all of that thread. I'm just saying, especially when it's like super tight and the braids and stuff, like your hair needs to breathe. And I understand that part. And he did have a valid point. I had to stop arguing because when I argue, not argue with people, but when we like talk, you know, in our discussion, I try to take what people say and take consideration. You know, I don't like to just dismiss what he said totally because in the beginning it was asinine and it was stupid because white girls do wear weaves and wigs. I know a lot of Hispanic girls who just only wear wigs. I don't know why, but maybe they have a medical condition. I don't know. But on average, if you look on YouTube, the average girl wears her own hair. Like, you know, a lot of girls are really impressionable and they'll neglect their real hair because that's what girls are doing. They're like, well, girl, I want to be like Nikki. I don't need to have my natural hair done because I'm going to get a sew in anyway, so it doesn't matter. And when I see a lot of these gurus on here who does all those weeds and stuff like that, their hair is jacked up. Now, some of them, like one girl, Nisha B, I follow her on here. Her hair is super long. It's gorgeous. To me, it looks better than all of her wigs. All of it. But her hair is gorgeous. And that's how she grew her hair out. So I'm not hating on that. And I know that that's a good method. I did that myself. But like, you know, she makes that clear that she wears wigs because she wants to. She's not influencing all these other girls out here to only wear weaves and, you know, stuff like that. So I do think that a lot of these girls on here who are pushing these beauty trends, and a lot of us are only doing it because we're getting paid. Yes, girls on here get paid or they get free hair and free wigs, and so they promote it. But like, I feel like in the Black community, we really kind of don't really educate like that on like self-esteem and stuff like that. And it's so easy to get caught up into the glam and the YouTube and the you know, TV or whatever. We kind of neglect our own hair. I don't think that's cute. When you take out your weave and your hair has still not grown, that means you're not taking care of it. You know, if you're taking care of it, then I have no issue. But like for those of us who are just like walking around here with dusty hair and you think that you can replace your hair every day with someone else's hair, that's not the point of like wearing weaves. Like, I'm just saying. But I mean, do comment below what your take on it is. You know, please comment below. I definitely want to start a discussion. But I'm just saying, for the people who are following me, for the young girls, the high school girls, middle school girls, even girls like in my classrooms, I wear my natural hair. I make sure that I teach my students, like, accept yourself.
This is the wigawation. I've just used some bobby pins to just put my hair away. Now, the most important thing with wig application I've found over the years is, of course, the wig. Over the last few months, the only wig company I've been using is My First Wigs. Full disclosure, completely transparent, they do send me a lot of wigs. This video is not sponsored, by the way. I'm not getting paid to make this video, but they do send wigs over. And I've just found that of all the wigs that I've had in my life, My First wigs are lazy chick friendly. They bleach their wigs, they pluck the wigs. If you don't know what bleaching is, the lace part up here with all the hair in it, they'll bleach it with hair bleach so that the little places where the hair sticks out, the knots, that's what those are called, are more translucent. And so it looks more like your scalp and stuff. So they do all that for you. They pluck it so that it's a natural hairline and everything. Now, recently, the last few I've gotten, they have like the band on it as well, because this helps keep everything taut and secure in the back. They usually come with combs, and I take those out because when I forget, I get a cute little bald spot. Got it again. I'm so used to this at this point. it is what it is. My hair grows back obscenely fast, but there you go. It's back again. So what I do to apply is take the little band and put it under the little shelf I made with my braids right here. Need to get a good fitting wig. Now here's the thing about my first wigs. They run small. I have a peanut head and I still need to get the bigger size. That's the biggest issue I have with my first wigs. By the way, if you want to check out the wig, that'll be down in the description box because people are always asking me about the wigs. The last few I've had, 2 or 3 I've had, have been from my first wigs. You may have noticed I did not use a wig cap, and that's because I'm lazy. You can use a wig cap if you want. It'd probably be safer for your hair, honestly. Just be cognizant of when you take your wig off. Don't whoa Vicky it and just rip your hair off. I do that sometimes, though. I say that I'm judging. I say that like I'm judging. I'm like, oh my god, you silly gooses that rip your wigs off at night. Who's a silly goose? I'm a silly goose. I do it often. I do it regularly. But like, don't do that. It's bad. So anyway, the wig is on. And now it's time to figure out securing things. So I'm like looking at my ear, figuring out where I need more or less. Once you've kind of figured out where things need to be on your head for more or less, it's time for the attachment. So it's probably best to start in the middle, simply because it'll give you that traction there. You should probably also start with a clean wig as well, with clean lace. Then using the yellow Got To Be spray, I'm gonna spray that bad boy right in the middle. Blow dry on cool heat, coolness. You'll feel it start to get kind of sticky. Then I do another layer. And while it's still sticky, you pull her forward. Now, I hate when the little like baby hairs and stuff get too stuck, so I like to avoid them and just press it down with a rat tooth comb to make sure they don't get too sticky. You don't want to pull too much though, because if you have to pull too much, it just means the wig is too small, and because of that, it'll just pop off at some point anyway. So always go too big if you have to, then too small, because you can just cut parts of the lace off. Oh, another thing to do is make sure you frown, because I forgot to do it. Frown when you put the wig down, because otherwise it'll pull your eyes back sometimes. So I can feel it right here. So there you go. So frown. If you need to, if you feel like you need more security, what I like to do is use a comb to separate the hair and then spray like in between a bit. Then you just do it all the way down into the sideburns on both sides. Okay, this side is secure. It's a little crunchy, but it's fine. I'm gonna do my baby hair, so when those happen, it'll be all good. I like to check my security because sometimes I miss spots. Like right here, I've missed a spot. And just spray over the lace at that point, because it's like I'm not gonna rip everything up just to get that part. So the wig is on. Checking for any like, ugh, there's some gapping right here. So the wig is on, but the baby hairs look like the trash. So I'm gonna get closer. We're gonna swoop it up, bitch. Take foam. I've tried to do this with other things, but foam is the only thing that you should use for this. The one that I really like right now is, please focus. I like this one. Put it everywhere. Not too heavy directly on the baby hair, simply because if it's too much like moisture there, it might lift up. Whatever's left, whatever residuals, I kind of put directly on the baby hairs. And now we swoop. You can use a toothbrush. This is like an edge brush because I'm fancy, I guess. Now, if you have a good wig, the lace shouldn't be super thick, so you don't even have to have baby hairs if you don't want them, and it should still blend pretty well. But I like baby hairs. I think they're pretty. So over the years when I've been doing videos, back in the day when I used to do more hair videos particularly, people were always like, well, why do you wear wigs? Especially ones where you could see the length of my natural hair before Putting the wig on, it's like you bought a wig that's the exact same length as your hair or very near the length of your hair, or looks just like your hair, same texture as your hair. Why'd you buy a wig? Why wear a wig? Why go through the trouble? So let's just do a very passionate and gross story about how if I don't wear a wig, I will just shave my head off. I would just be this 6 foot tall walking baby, just a head on shoulders, no neck. My mental health and my patience and my energy and my desire to be happy will not be compromised just to wear my hair for years. I love my natural hair. I think it's beautiful. I think it, when it acts right, when it wants to be right, when it wants to act right, we have a very good relationship when it treats me right, but it don't treat me right. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to just have a bad hair day at the end of the day. It started around senior year of college when I started wearing wigs every day because I was so busy with school that I could not devote a day or so to my hair just to wake up the next morning and it's still wet, or just to wake up the next morning and it looks like garbage. I cut all my hair off when I was a senior in high school. So when it was shorter, I had some cute little looks. I was a cute little girl. And my curls were popping and everything was super defined because it was so short. But as my hair has grown over the years, I've come to realize that my hair does not grow down. It grows out. And the issue with that is when you have hair that grows out and you want to wear your natural hair, you can't just wash it and then leave your house anymore. That's what I used to be able to do. But I have to do something to stretch it out. Otherwise, as it shrinks up into itself as it dries, it gets matted and tangled, and it's just a horrible process. Then you have to spend 3 to 6 hours twisting your hair, or braiding your hair, or blow drying and curling your hair, or then you sleep in roller sets, or then you sleep in curl formers, which basically is just saying you don't want to have a headache-free life. Or you use some obscene amount of heat in it so that eventually it just fries on itself. Then not to mention I live in Michigan, surrounded by water. So therefore, when that humidity pops in, I spent 6 hours straightening my hair just for it to look like crap. Within 15 minutes, because my hair is high porosity. So in an effort to not go Britney and shave my entire head off, I wear wigs. There is a security in wigs. It will most likely look okay. It will always be whatever style I put it in. It'll probably hold significantly longer than it would have if it were in my hair. If I were as adventurous as I used to be, we could switch up colors. What color should I do? I don't know. I haven't done color in a while. Gotten old and boring. Not to mention, because I do literally nothing to my hair on a regular basis, my natural hair, other than me being awful and ripping my edges out a little bit, is flourishing. It's the longest I think it's ever been in my life, because I do nothing to it. I just let it do its thing. I let